I've been receiving a lot of requests about how to fix naturally the varicocele without any need for intervention. So we're going to take a look at this series of videos. Today we're going to start with the first part. And let me just remind you, the goal of the reduction or the treatment is to reduce the varicocele size, to undo any testicular shrinkage, because varicocele can cause your testicles to shrink. You want maybe to alleviate the pain, you want to reduce your scrotal sag, and maybe you want to improve fertility or normalize your testosterone level and hormones. Also, you may want to enhance your sexual performance and come back to normal. So there are fortunately some series of things that you can do, whether you have a low-grade varicocele or you want to associate it with medical or even surgical therapy. Essentially, these are just advices that I am giving you here, and nothing, of course, should be done in any condition without consulting the doctor. So this is just for educational purpose. Please don't use this solely as a surgical alternative, okay, or a treatment alternative. So we're gonna go through different parts. The first one is how to reduce the heat. So the heat or the pain in the varicocele comes from mainly the blood flow staying within the testicles due to reflux of blood. So this causes higher temperatures, and not only that, but that blood is not a good quality of blood, so it doesn't have nutrients. It may cause oxidative stress, and can come with a whole range of symptoms that may lead to testicular damage. So testicles are located outside of the body, and because they need to be at a lower temperature, approximately at 1 or 3 degrees Celsius below normal body temperature, so they can function normally. When you have varicocele, you have a lot of pain, so that pain is very common. It is due to the excessive heat, poor blood flow, low nutrients. You have stressors, you have some agents that kind of form some chemicals that increase inflammation. Pain also can be due to the varicose vein when they're distended themselves. So the pain occur when you have those varicose that are enlarged, squeezed tights, etc. So the first thing that we need to understand is, this one of the main factors is the heat. So how can we reduce the heat and cool the testicles? So first of all, you need to make sure you know how to monitor the temperature of your testicles. There are several techniques to do it. First one is basically just using your hands and touch often until you normalize your temperature of your hand before you can perceive your testicular or your scrotal temperature. So you may need to do it off many times. Just a word of caution, don't try to overcool your testicles, because 37 degrees Celsius we see here is the normal temperature. 34 to 36 degrees Celsius is an ideal temperature, and there's only 1 or 3 degrees lower. So don't try to put ice or put any extreme measure, because you may go into the opposite side, which is hypothermia. So one of the way of doing it is those exercises that we see on the figure, basically to try to improve and lower the blood flow and stasis or reflux of blood in the testicle. This is another position that can decrease and improve the blood return from the testicle to the general circulation. So while resting your legs against the wall, it's a simple exercise that can be done. Other techniques that also has been tried is a cooling treatment, whether it's a cool shower, pointing a fan towards your crotch, applying a cooling pack, and of course, what we talked about, the inversion positions, where you put your hips above your torso, including feet up on the wall. You can do shoulder stand if you can, bridge pose, and resting could be just laying down, meditation, napping, having a sleep. So when you lay down, as opposed as being vertical builds up a lot of pressure in your varicocele. So blood has to move vertically against the force of gravity from the scrotum to the heart. So when you are horizontal, it decreases your blood pressure because your heart does not have to pump blood against the force of gravity. So take a rest, take a nap. So the cold shower is a common thing that people think when they want to cool their testicle and contract their varicose vein for better blood flow. It is quick, easy, and effective, but a lot of people do it wrong. So a lot of time people make the mistake of taking a cold shower and you stress the whole body. So instead of that, try to just only cool your testicles, not your entire body. Your body needs to be at normal temperature. So here we are talking about cool shower, not cold shower. So there's a difference. The water should feel slightly cool on your body and normal to slightly cool on your testicles. Note that the colder the water is, the shorter your treatment duration should be. For example, if you use cool water, you can perform the treatment for 1 to 2 minutes. However, if you use cold water, you should only perform for 10 to 15 seconds. The other benefit of cooling showers, they can be effective at toning the cremaster muscle, which is a smooth muscle that lines the scrotum. The side effect with varicocele, it usually hangs slower, so this actually increases the volume of blood that is able to pool. Therefore, strengthening your cremaster muscle will tuck your varicose vein closer to your body and is helpful in long-term varicocele healing. What can be done in terms of underwear? So the underwear has to be have some qualities. It has to breathe well. So this is very important. If the underwear breathes well, it's good. If not, don't wear it. Both fabric type and thickness matter. So apparently cotton transfer heat best, but that's not true. Polyester type of fabric and fabric that are both thin and designed to transfer heat, like Nike's Dri-Fit, Adidas Climacool Boxer Brief, but it's okay if you find any type of fabric that can breathe well and is meant for cooling. So your underwear also should provide scrotal support. Try to avoid any the improper underwears that can overheat the testicles. Overheating increases blood pooling and cause aches and pain. It will stop the sperm production. It will destroy testosterone. It will increase varicocele severity. So avoid underwear that traps heat or has thick or excess fabric. Again, you'll have to touch your testicle and check several times throughout the day to see if you're overheating. Don't wear anything too tight around the scrotum. Underwear that is tight may irritate your testicle, or avoid anything that also too tight around the waistline. So posture is important. Again, beware of some type of chairs. If you're using chair, don't avoid cushiony chair because they increase scrotal temperature 3 to 4 degrees Celsius or 5 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Saddle chairs are more ideal but less comfortable. Try to avoid cushiony chair when you can, whether at home, in the car, or at work. However, if you sit on cushiony chair, you should try some of the following. Be comfortable, but sit more with your legs spread than crossed. Get up occasionally. Point at a fan towards your crotch. Sitting techniques. Excessive sitting is the new smoking. So actually it's much more than smoking. It's a bad smoking, drinking, and having diabetes. Sitting all day is a big contributing factor to varicocele development and severity. So it leads to poor posture, core deactivation, muscular and postural imbalance, and elevates scrotal temperature. Of course, you have to sit, travel, work, etc. So if you have to sit, use armrest when possible. Avoid tight pants and belts. Belly breathing when sitting will help improve blood and lymph circulation and aid in digestion. Consider investing in better desk and better ergonomic chair, monitor, screen, etc. Consider using footrest. Lean against the backrest and if you can with your hips forward. Lower the abdominal tuck and try to have a good spinal alignment. So good sitting posture start with spinal alignment. Adjust your screen height and tilt the seat forward. So these elements will help counteract the negative effect of having the blood stagnating in the testicles. So this is about so we spoke about the again, I'm not gonna stress enough the importance of underwear. So what can we do? Both underwears and pants are important, of course. So what underwears are recommended? So some people recommend basically going commando. That is, if your symptoms are so bad that you cannot wear anything until you get a better underwear, to just go commando. It will keep the testicle cool, but of course the disadvantage, there's no support. Another trick is to use wet underwear. So making your underwear wet with some water is a good method for enhancing the thermoconductivity. However, this is also good if you're going to the gym, if you're going for a run or bike ride. Boxers are typically the better suited for heat transfers. Boxer briefs are better for support, however they trap more heat. Some people use also what they call fertility underwear, which are, you can make your research. They are made to cool better. Be active. So this is self-explanatory. I think anyone who is active is less likely to have problems. It will enhance the overall blood return, lymphatic drainage, cardiovascular system health, decrease your weight, decrease the weight on your belly, improve your performance. Once your cardiovascular system is improved and oxygenation is, the circulation is improved, the oxygenation of tissue is improved. So remember, the body acts together at all time. We cannot fix one part where everything it does not work. So by improving your activity and your level of exercise, you will definitely be able to control this varicocele. When sitting, try to maintain a good posture, and also try to sit with a good spinal alignment and the edge of the chair. This is a big no-no, the having a laptop on your legs, because you have to avoid that. A laptop can heat up a lot. You don't want to spend hours with your laptop. So if you're going to place a laptop, always place something in between the laptop and that does not transfer heat. Or always use proper equipment. Stretching can also help as an exercise to overall decrease the venous stagnation. When it comes to sleeping, there are some techniques that can be used. Some of them is trying to, because sleep is super important, so everyone is different, so you have to feel your varicocele every night to see which position, or if the inversion of this position works for you. So maybe you can try an inversion technique like leg on the wall before sleeping. You have to remember to relax, hold each position for 10 deep breaths and allow your body to adjust the position. So here's some quick tips to improve your sleep quality while decreasing your varicocele. You can put a pillow under your hips. This is very normal. for the middle of the bed to sink in, so it's not good for varicocele. So you place a pillow under your hip to elevate them overnight. It improves varicocele drainage and counteract the negative effect of being sunken in bed. If you can use other measures, like I see before, in the slide, to elevate the legs, or even if you can tilt the bed to have your head below your waistline, so that way you hold your legs higher than your head. You don't want a big tilt like in the picture, maybe just 1 or 2 degree tilt is good enough. And remember, the sleep is the key to health. Okay, so what are the things to avoid here? Be careful if you are going to use excessive hot sauna, hot shower. There's nothing wrong with using a hot tub or sauna, of course, for health, and nothing wrong with hot showers. However, excessive or prolonged elevation of scrotal temperature can have negative implication on pain and infertility. So do your best to keep your testicle at normal temperature on average and reduce long duration heating if it worsens your symptom. Ideally, early in the treatment, meaning 3 to 4 weeks, it's ideal to minimize all the stressors, and that means no hot tub or sauna. However, after the 3 or 4 weeks, once you have gained some good results, your testicle will be much healthier and more resilient. Don't cause your testicle to go on hypothermia. You don't want to stress your testicle. Cannot emphasize that enough. So your testicle are smaller than a golf ball, so temperature can change very quickly. So remember, your goal is to perform some cooling treatment and to normalize the temperature. We're talking about normalize, not cause a testicular hypothermia. Okay, so this is just the first part. Remember, these are conservative measures that anyone can try at home. However, please remember that these may take time. They may take weeks before you can see change. In the next episodes, we're going to talk advice about nutrition, or a little bit about fitness, supplements, etc. So if you have a question or remark, let me know. And thank you.